Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and today we are going to be talking about something I am very excited about. It is No Spend January. So we're gonna start off this New Year's right and get a hold of our budget and get disciplined. Now, if you're wondering what that is, don't worry, I've got you covered. So No Spend January can just be about saving money, resetting your finances, taking a break from consumerism, or whatever you want to make it. But it's a fun little challenge, and I've got all the tips and tricks for you to do right here. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks of how to jumpstart that no spend month and give you some ideas of how to plan and get started. And we're also going to be doing a week progress. I'm going to try to use YouTube to hold me accountable to stay with this, and hopefully I can help hold you accountable as well. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Okay, so first things first, what is a No Spend January? It is a kind of program that you can do to kind of help reset yourself from avoiding any extra spending. So you're only spending on things that are necessary, such as your fixed expenses, your loans that you need to pay on, like cars, housing, credit cards, and you're gonna cut out all unnecessary spending. So the goal is to kind of reel yourself back in, go down to bare bones minimum, and only spend money on the things that you have to pay. So we're not going to be going out to eat. We're not going to be going and doing, expensive trips or buying clothes. This month, we're going to reel everything back in and try to get back to that bare bones budget that is going to help you save money and get ahead in the long run. So let's talk about some of the amazing benefits of doing a no spend month. So you're going to increase your savings, you're going to build healthy habits, you're going to be having mindful spending, and you're going to have some mental clarity. So we're not going to be having an overabundance of consumerism and clutter. We're going to go towards a more minimalist route. You don't need to go to Marshall's and buy that cute little throw blanket that you saw on sale. There's no reason for that. In this month, we're going to cut out all those extra things that you typically would just throw in your shopping cart just because it makes you feel good to have it. Another thing about this is that you're going to increase your savings because you're not spending on those things. So by sticking to a budget and you're tracking what you're spending money on, you're going to see how much money you actually spend each month on things that you don't even realize. But the important part of that budget is that you're tracking all of your expenses. If you don't know where your money's going, then you don't really know what you're spending money on month to month. And all of a sudden at the end of a pay period, you're like, where did all my money go? And it's because you're not keeping track of the things that you're spending money on. So it's really important while we do this no spend month that we have a budget, we stick to it. We're going to do mindful spending. We're going to do meal planning. And here in a little bit, I'm going to give you some more of those tips and tricks to help make this no spend month a successful one for you. So I've been talking to several of my coworkers about joining this challenge with me, and they asked me, what are the rules? So the rules can be anything you want them to be, whatever works for your lifestyle. So for us, our rules are going to be no eating out. We are going to be only cooking with what we have here in our pantry. We also have a garden that we canned a lot of great vegetables and things from this past year. So we're going to be using that from our pantry. And we also are going to be making a lot of our own things, like making our own bread, making our own mayonnaise. There's so many things that you can do and cut out running to the store by just doing it yourself. And when you're cutting out those extra trips by running to the store, you're probably gonna end up saving money, because I know every time I go to the store and I don't have a plan, I just start throwing things in the shopping cart, and then by the time I get to check out, it's like a $400 grocery bill when I had only planned on spending like $150, because you go there and you just impulse buy. And that's what this no spending month is going to do, is help decrease those impulse buys that you are having, which ultimately is going to help you stick better to your budget and save more money. Another thing we want to do before we start this no spend month is to stock up on necessities. So we don't want you to go out and spend a fortune, but we're gonna take inventory of our pantry. So when we go to the grocery store, we have a more mindful spending plan. We are going to take inventory of, you know, what is in the deep freezer. We bought half a cow this year. I have a video, I will link it here in a moment, about how much it cost us to buy that half a cow. We also raise our own meat chickens. I will also have that video linked, and we fed them for 8 weeks and then butchered them ourselves, and we have a freezer full of chicken. So we're cutting out a lot of our grocery bill by having all this stuff here, but we did spend money up front to be able to have those things. But like I said previously, if we're not going to the grocery stores often, we're not going to be impulse buying, and we're also making a meal plan every week. So every Sunday I'm going to sit down and decide what the meals are for the week, and we're going to try to stick to that. Now, I do have kids that are very active, school-age children. They're in sports. We're traveling all over the place right now with basketball. So it's so easy just to run to McDonald's and pick up dinner on the way home. But we are gonna cut that out by having a plan. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to get that dinner on the crock pot, and we are gonna have a plan. So when we come home, we're not going out to eat. We're not spending money on really not nutritious food, and we are going to be cooking it all at home. Another thing I am doing is going through and unsubscribing from so many things that I'm billed every month for that I really don't need. There's many different subscriptions that, you know, you don't have to have. You could pause Netflix for a little while. You could pause Disney Plus. There's, you know, other things that you might be subscribed to when you're going through your budget that you didn't even know you were subscribed to and getting charged for every month on your credit card. So we're gonna go into our budget. We're gonna look and see what we can cut out that's unnecessary, things that you don't use, and we're gonna try to reel it all in from there. So I've made a list of some things here that are also what else we're going to do to help keep on our no spend month. And these are just some rules that I've set up from our family. We've already discussed some of them, but I'm going to give you a couple of more ideas. So for us, for our no spend month, we are going to use up things we have in the fridge and the pantry. We're going to make meal plans. We're going to pay our fixed expenses, but we're going to cut back on those variable expenses, spending like home decor, clothing, you know, beauty items. We're not going to be spending on any of that this month. We're going to stick to our budget every day. We use YNAB, but every day I'm going to get into YNAB, and I am going to make sure that I'm reconciling all my accounts to know where my money is going, where it's coming from, make sure that there's no spending that's happening that really doesn't need to be happening. Like I said, we're not going to buy any clothing, no extra items that are unnecessary. We're going to be making more from scratch. We're going to be making that bread from scratch. We're going to be, you know, making butter from scratch. There's all kinds of different things that you can do from scratch with items you already have in your kitchen. We're going to be doing free activities for fun this month. It's January in Ohio. The weather sucks, but we're going to find free things to do. We can go to the library. We can use gift cards that we just got from Christmas. We got a really nice gift of movie theater tickets. So we can still go to the movies, but we're using things that we got as gifts from Christmas to help us get through this month. And we are also going to cook all meals at home, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For school, I pack my kids' lunch. For breakfast, we're going to eat that here at home. And for dinner, again, eating at home, having a meal plan, and just sticking to it. And we're going to see how much money we can actually save by following these simple rules that I've just made for myself.
And don't worry, you are not going to go hungry. It's the perfect time to get creative with your meals, and honestly, you might surprise yourself at how much you have lying around that you never even knew that was there.
Now, I want to address the hardest part about this challenge. I've done one of these challenges before. I, again, did it in the winter last year, and for me, the hardest part was the weather stinks. You want to go to the mall, you want to go do different things, and there are so many things that are going to add temptation. It could be that your friends ask you to go out to dinner, that you slip up and just kind of make a mistake and you spend some money, and that's okay. But realize that you need to be accountable for your actions. One of the best things about having a challenge like this, and any challenge, even like the 75 hard, there's all kinds of different challenges out there, but the point of a challenge is to hold you accountable and to build discipline. By having discipline, we stick to that budget, we stick to that meal plan, we stick to that diet, and by having those things, we can be more successful, save money, and we also have to have a goal. So for me, when I start one of these challenges, is my why. So you have to have a why when you do a challenge, and that will help keep you motivated. Or you have a why when you're trying to reach a goal. So for our family, our why is to be able to save more money this year. We have some big financial goals we want to reach. And every time I go out to the store and I might want to spend money, I'm going to think about that why. The why is I want to save X amount of dollars by the end of the year, and that will remind me that you don't need to spend that money. Is that $50 on that skincare worth it? Or could I be putting that $50 towards an amazing trip? Or can I use that $50 to pay off a debt? And you just always need to think about why you're doing something, not the instant gratification you're gonna feel by spending that money. So while we're on the topic of being accountable, some things that you can do to help you stay motivated and accountable is make a vision board. It's January and we are going to be having all kinds of new goals this year. So a vision board is a great way to display your goals and to help remind you every day when you wake up, you look at that vision board and be like, this is my why, this is what I want to reach, and this is what I'm going to do to reach it. Another thing you can do is do this challenge with friends or family. Help hold yourself accountable. Like I said, some of my coworkers are doing this with me and we're holding ourselves accountable. We even messaged each other yesterday and we're like, are you ready to start No Spend January? And we all talked about the different things that we did to prepare for this month and things coming up that might make it difficult for us. So for our family, we for a couple months now have had this little mini trip planned to this RV show. And I knew that was coming up, so we have budgeted for that. We've known that that was coming up, but again, we're not going to overspend. We're going to use gift cards that we got to go out to eat. We're going to stick to our budget, stick to our plan. But I knew coming into this no spend month that that was going to be there, so it was all planned for ahead of time. If you don't feel comfortable talking to friends and family about money, there are online communities such as YouTube. You can write in the comments in here and find a friend that helps hold you accountable. I love holding people accountable, so you can even reach out to me and we can check in with each other, see how you're feeling. Maybe you slipped up and you just need to tell somebody about it. But there are many different online communities that you can also be a part of that will help hold you accountable so you reach your goals. Now, another thing we're going to talk about is how to stay sane during this no spend month. So you've got to have some fun. It can't all be work, 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 save, 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 money, 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 or you'll lose your mind. So there are a couple things that you can do to help, keep you having fun, keep you motivated, and don't make it all feel so restrictive, because that's, I think, what a lot of people don't like about these things is it does feel restrictive if you're not allowing yourself to have fun. So you can find free activities, like I talked about earlier. Go to your local library. There are free activities a lot of times in your area you can find on Facebook. You can find at your local mall. There's all kinds of things that you can do free activities, or it could even just be a movie night at home with your family. Pop up some popcorn, watch a free movie that was on TV, play a board game. There's all kinds of things that you can do to make fun without having to spend a bunch of money. You could also focus on self-care, do some yoga, read a book, take a bath, different things just to make you feel good and treat yourself for the hard work you've been putting in this month. Another fun thing to help keep you motivated is track your progress. So like I said, every week I'm going to be updating this YouTube channel with our progress, what we spent on the week, and just to see that progress and see how much we have saved by not spending, and then looking at the end of the month how much we decreased our variable expenses is going to be motivation enough for me to know that I did no spend January, let's go into no spend February. Let's see if we can keep the ball rolling and keep those expenses down. Help make us a little more prepared for this no spend month is I got on Canva, I found a printable. They're also online, you can find free printables, but it was for a no spend January challenge. There was other months on there you could do. And then for every day, I'm going to either circle it in red or circle it in green, depending upon if it was a no spend day or a spend day. And in there, I'm going to write how much we spent, and that way I can kind of keep track of it as the month goes on. And I'm also going to keep track of that in my YNAB software that I use for budgeting. YNAB stands for You Need a Budget, and this is what we've used for the past 2 years for budgeting. And our goal through this is just to keep track of our finances and also to have a budget and stick to it. there you have it. So this is going to be our No Spend January challenge. I hope you join me. I hope that you get excited about this journey. It is about financial freedom, having the discipline, having motivation, having a goal or a why of what you want to save for. And I love no spend challenges. To me, it is what can I challenge myself to do? What can I challenge myself to reach? And just having that in the back of my mind gives me that motivation, that extra push that I need to not be so careless with my money, careless with my lifestyle, and to reach those goals. No Spend January in a nutshell is alone an amazing opportunity to reset your finances. You develop healthier habits, you develop better relationships with people, and you give yourself some breathing room from the holiday season. So I know just coming off of December and Christmas and the hustle and bustle, for me, going to minimalism, decluttering the house, selling things that we don't use anymore, and just reeling in that budget makes me feel so refreshed and ready for the new year. So if you're thinking of trying this no spend challenge, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Tell me if you've done it before. Tell me if you're gonna do it with us. Tell me if you've tried it and what the problems were that you had with it, or tell me what your goals are. Just sometimes telling your goals to other people help keep you motivated, and just saying it to somebody kind of gives you that extra push that you need to get things rolling to get that goal. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure that you come back and see more content. Like I said, we've got videos on here about homesteading, lifestyle, traveling on a budget, which is something that's really important to us. And also we are going to be doing this no spend challenge together and holding ourselves accountable. So good luck to you on your no spend January. Let's get motivated. Let's do this. We got it, friends, and we'll see you next time.